Hey everybody, I'm Dan Chin with Dan Chin Homes and Adventure Realty Group, and we are continuing our community video series here at McFarland State Bank. As everyone in McFarland knows, this bank is very involved in our community, and I'm excited to tell you and have them tell you a few of the things that they're up to. So today we're joined by Debbie.
I'm Debbie Hodge. I'm the Vice President of Mortgage Lending.
And I'm Mike Baderski, President and Chief Operating Officer at McFarland State Bank.
Awesome. Thanks for doing this, you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Are such a huge asset to this community, and I don't think people really realize how much you guys do and what you're involved in and what you're backing financially. Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the things that you guys are involved in?
One of our core principal values is we believe in helping our communities thrive. And as a result of that, we want to see those communities thrive by non-for-profit. We spend a lot of time with donating to McFarland Education Foundation. Christmas in the Village is another one that we do. So
Bike rodeo.
Yeah, bike rodeo.
Pretty much everything you
Yes.
guys are backing and getting behind. And
Yeah, absolutely, and that's just part of that, being that part of that core principle that we really want to see our communities thrive, because we're members of the community. We live in McFarland, we live in Stoughton, we live in Sun Prairie and in Middleton, all where our offices are, and so being part of that community is important. And we don't want to be the community bank. We want to be the community's bank, which is a difference. And being involved in Debbie's been part of the PTO, and being involved in all those groups is important to us.
yeah, I hear that's important to you. Why is that important to someone that lives here that's banking here? What does it matter whether they're calling their local bank or they're calling some 1-800 number across the country?
Yeah, I think again, I think for us it's we're living in the communities that we serve, and the decisions are made here locally. They're not made in Montreal or Milwaukee or Minneapolis. They're made here in McFarland. They're made in Sun Prairie. They're made in Stoughton. They're made in Middleton. And what's important about that is, because we live in the communities that we serve as well, you'll see me. You'll see me at the cafe. You'll see Debbie at PTO school meetings, and you can come up and talk to me and say, hey, I have this issue with my loan or my deposit. Can you help me out? And I might not be able to help you out, but I certainly can get you somebody that can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know I'm going to say this wrong probably, but you guys, one of your values and the things that you're always looking towards when you're making decisions, that you're looking for a way to say yes, right?
Yes.
And obviously when you're in a community, you can see more about what someone's trying to accomplish.
Right. Versus
Just someone on a phone somewhere 1,000 miles away looking at the numbers, right?
Yep, that's correct. It's more than just the numbers. It's about that person. It's about what are they trying to do? What are they trying to accomplish? And you're right. You mentioned it's a way to say yes. Is also another one of our core values is trying to find a way to say yes. We might not always make that happen, but we're going to turn over every rock to make sure that happens, or at least try to do that.
And I think we know our market. And an example of that with mortgages, when you have an underwriter that's local, that lives in this area, knows this area, versus having an underwriter that might be 4 states away. If you have a property that's a farmette, well, we know that's really typical around here, and that's not an unusual property at all. But if you had an underwriter that was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, they might think, what? Why are we lending on this?
Right.
And so it's having that local knowledge that gives us the ability to say yes more than we say no. So.
Yeah, I know we've had several clients that have benefited from that, and you guys have been able to help them when many of the other banks weren't able to. So it's greatly appreciated, and your service is just extraordinary here.
Well, thank you.
All the clients always know that you guys are always on top of things. Excellent customer service all the time. So I know both of you live here in McFarland.
Yep.
What are some of the things you guys love most about McFarland?
I think what I love about it is I feel like we have a little taste of everything here. I mean, we have the lake right there. We have awesome bike paths now that we can bike into Madison. You can go a couple minutes that direction and you feel like you are in the country, and you go 5 minutes this way and you're in Madison. So I love the location. I think the people who live here are really friendly. So I love living here. I've been here now 21 years. So.
21 years, wow. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I moved in September of '09, so I've been here just about 10 years now. And, I echo everything Debbie says, but, the other part of it for me is, this community really loves McFarland. People that live in McFarland love McFarland. And you see that time and time again if there is some sort of somebody that's in need, or there's some issue that happens, the community really pulls together. I know when we had the floods back just last summer, there were a lot of people that were concerned. I think just people pulling together is important. I think with the referendum just a few years ago with the school district, and that referendum passed 2-1. People are really passionate about their schools, and we have a great school program here. Summer programs are great, and Debbie's right. We have a lot of great little shops and cafe and other restaurants here that are just great places to be, and brings a great quality of life presence here to McFarland.
Absolutely. That said, I was just driving down the West Beltline the other day and noticed McFarland State Bank. You guys are in different communities as well, in different locations. Where else are you
That's
guys?
right. So you saw we're in Middleton, right off of Greenway Station, Greenway Boulevard. And then we have a location in Sun Prairie, and then 2 locations in Stoughton. One in downtown Stoughton, and then their newest location, which is in the Kettle Park West subdivision, which is right off of 51 and 138.
That's awesome. It's really awesome for those communities that are going to benefit from, the guiding principles that you have, the values you said, like always working to say yes. It's really cool that you guys are carrying that to neighboring communities.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so local community-based bank, but you guys are doing some pretty innovative things, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about Viv.
Yeah, so
Hearing about Viv.
So Viv is our interactive teller machine. So there's 2 here in McFarland. There are 3 in Stoughton and 1 in Sun Prairie, soon to be 1 in Middleton as well. And that is looks like an ATM. Yeah, kind of. It looks like an ATM, but during business hours, you can also talk to a live teller. So if you have questions about your account, or you're not quite sure how to make the deposit or withdrawal, you have a live teller that you can talk to video conference, and it's been well received. Everybody seems to love it whether they try it, so if you haven't tried it, you should.
Great.
We also have things, with mobile banking being so big these days, we have the Apple Pay and the Samsung Pay. And one thing that we always emphasize to our customers that if you ever want to learn this technology, please come in and see us. We are more than happy to sit down with you and go through every option that you have available with your phones, because I think that's the way a lot of people prefer to do it these days, is with mobile banking, and we're happy to teach you.
So is that just by appointment, or
just
is
stop in
that
anytime.
Stop in anytime? Okay.
Any of our locations, that's again part of us trying to be the community's bank. We're here to try to help.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Any other workshops or classes that you guys are putting on?
We do. We have a workshop that's coming up on wills and estate planning. That had such a good response the first time that we actually did a second one. We've also had, in the past couple months, we've had Fraud 101, which was for our business customers to help them detect possible fraud that could happen to their businesses. We've done some first-time homebuyer workshops. We just had a Viv workshop if someone wanted to learn how to use Viv. So we're always thinking of new programs that would benefit our community.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for all you guys do in this community and surrounding communities. You're a huge asset.
Thank you.
There's so many things that have been accomplished, I know, over the years that we've lived here that wouldn't have been possible without your support. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it.